Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm Julie Phillips, your host of the podcast, a certified natural health professional for 2 decades. In the weekly episodes, you'll discover simplified approaches, little-known facts, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now, on to the show. This is episode 19, Heartburn and Fasting. We're going to talk about 3 different categories. First one, could it be a hiatal hernia causing your burning sensation in your upper chest after eating? Secondly, what about regular heartburn from a variety of reasons we'll talk about? And third, one that's more difficult to address, Heliobacter pylori, a special bacteria. And all 3 of these categories can majorly affect how successful a person will be with their fasting goals and their wellness and optimal weight goals. Let's take a look now at the possibility of a hiatal hernia, which is the upper part of the stomach bulging through the large muscle separating the abdomen and the chest. Doctors can diagnose this situation, and surgeons can perform surgery if you want them to.
There are brief videos of chiropractors' view of self-help option on YouTube. So at youtube.com, search how to fix a hiatal hernia, and you'll see short videos from people like Williams and Jockers.
Check out episode 15, the Power Burst program that combines the extended fast with the mitochondria nutrients. And consider options on the next page that we're going to talk about for possible experimentation. So let's talk about those now. Regular heartburn. Many people believe that if you are getting a burning sensation after eating up in the upper esophagus area, that you're getting too much stomach acid. Well, in reality, it's usually, we believe, the exact opposite. Too little stomach acid to properly burst protein, for example, get to the right pH to open that valve, move everything forward. So a little test I've watched many people do in my 2 decades of wellness is to use a little organic vinegar or lemon right at the time that they get that burning sensation. And if it's a relief, then they say, yep, I'm one of those people with too little stomach acid. And if they say, as the vast minority, this feels horrible, it made it much worse, then they're one of the few that might have, in reality, too much. Neither one is good, too much or too little stomach acid, but we definitely need enough stomach acid. And stomach acid is used to protect us from parasites, convert calcium and magnesium to usable forms, to uptake B12 in our food or supplements. That's why a lot of people use them sublingually or injections for B12. Our WOW drops, homeopathic weight and wellness drops, have the best natural form of B12 that you put under the tongue. So the hydrochloric acid is not an issue there. A lot of people drink way too much liquids at their meals, diluting the digestive juices. And some people put really high alkaline pH or very acidic soda pop type things in there that can all disrupt the digestive process. When we eat junk food and other inorganic food, it can actually damage what we call our microbiome of healthy, friendly organisms that are protecting us and helping our immune system, and that can lead to heartburn. Even if we eat 100% organic food for the entire day, if our situation is causing that organic food to sit there in our stomach for 2 hours, it can actually ferment, putrefy, and damage the microbiome and the ability to create hydrochloric acid. So we definitely have a major issue when we're eating the standard American diet, which is abbreviated SAD. Stress can majorly inhibit stomach acid production, leading to heartburn. Insufficient hydrogen can cause heartburn because in order to make hydrochloric acid, then we need hydrogen in sufficient quantities. And if you watch episode 5 and 6, you'll learn about molecular hydrogen and why people are deficient. A lack of friendly flora and digestive enzymes can also address infection as well as heartburn. Example of lack of flora and digestive enzymes can lead to something called small intestine bacteria overgrowth, SIBO. And people that allow themselves to keep having chronic heartburn might lead to things like leaky gut, autoimmune, and pancreas issues, just to name a few. So that's the regular heartburn story. And here's some things that are options to consider. Super easy. Chew food really thoroughly, maybe even 24 to 40 times until it's liquid, even meat. Can you imagine meat getting turned to liquid so that it can be better absorbed and so that the enzymes in the body or that you take extra can get to all the little surfaces of the food to break them down? What about keeping liquids away from meals? Maybe taking some pure water 20 to 30 minutes before a meal. Chew thoroughly and then wait a minimum of an hour, maybe 2 hours before having more liquid so we don't dilute our digestive juices. What about converting to all natural organic eating, including greens with enzymes? And you might want to check out the WOW program for that has a beautiful eating approach that uses the drops and the digestive gut blend. We'll talk about that at the very end. If the above isn't enough, consider digestive enzymes before the meals, and it's ideal to include those that includes also probiotic friendly flora like our WOW digestive gut blend. Another option is to use bitter herbs like they do in different countries. Let's go take our bitters to stimulate digestive juices to flow, and we have our favorite WOW bitters tonic. And to eliminate the effects of stress or reduce them, one thing to consider is our wildcrafted WOW adaptogen CBD elixir. For the molecular hydrogen, again, episodes 5 and 6. 6 actually has solutions, and 5 explains part of the problem. If you've tried all of these options above and it's still not enough to make you happy to no longer have the burning sensation, you have to think about, could it be a hiatal hernia or the Heliobacter pylori, H. pylori, that we're going to talk about now? This is a special form of bacteria that's very difficult to get out of the body, and in areas where people have bad water and sanitation problems, it might be especially common. And we can pick up H. pylori bacteria from food, water, utensils, or body fluids of infected people, and it can hide in the deep pockets of the gums, in the intestinal wall, and in the colon. Can it be very difficult to eliminate? It can actually attack the stomach lining that's supposed to protect us from stomach acid, resulting in possible stomach ulcers, bleeding ulcers sometimes. H. pylori could also be associated with unexplained headaches, and eventually, if we let this burning sensation go on long enough because of H. pylori or other issues, it could end up with an abnormal cell challenge in the esophagus area. So I actually have a relative who said, I think I'm dying. Whenever I drink a glass of water, I have to go right to the restroom and eliminate it, but it doesn't come out as urine. It comes out the other canal. So how can I live if I can't process water? The individual went to a holistic practitioner who said, this is an H. pylori problem, I believe, and here's what I think you should do. And the relative was delighted with the results that this achieved. Twice a day, they brushed their gums with a mixture of good colloidal silver, pink sea salt, and baking soda. Every 3 to 4 hours, they took 15 drops of grapefruit seed extract, which kills germs, plus, they call it a nutribiotic, a teaspoon of colloidal silver on an empty stomach every 3 hours, and the digestive bitter herbs, plentiful probiotic-friendly flora, organic food that's easy on digestion, no meats and things like that that were difficult, and half the body weight in ounces of pure water, ideally with molecular hydrogen, the H2. So that was quite the effort to do something 3 hours apart every day for a while, but totally worth the success. So who is at the top of my prayer list? The clogged up people who are having this burning problem and they choose to take a purple pill saying, I really don't want any stomach acid produced. And oh, by the way, I don't even get 1 or 2 good bowel movements a day, so they're all clogged up. If we take a purpley pill that can cause 0 stomach acid production, where's our protection against parasites? How are we going to turn calcium and magnesium into calcium hydrochloride and magnesium hydrochloride to seep through the gut wall and be absorbed? How are we going to properly process protein? And on and on. So that is at the top of my prayer list, purple pill people with less than 1 to 2 good bowel movements a day. And I mean good. Number 2 is same as I just mentioned, but without the purple pill. So they still have the heartburn going on with the clogged up lack of bowel movements. Everyone else is after that on my prayer list. So I encourage you to just say no to heartburn and constipation and just say yes to good digestion and gut health. And don't forget that the gut has more transmissions of neurotransmitters from the colon to the brain than vice versa. So when we have a toxic colon, it can also create a toxic mood. Clean the colon, and it might clean the mood. That concludes the episode for today. Don't miss next episode 20, Abnormal Immune System and Cells with Fasting. Possible next steps. Watch our next episode, refer others, and check out our podcast, the Fasting Podcast wow.com website. Watch the video of the WOW program, Wellness and Optimal Weight, at www.lifeboatdoctors.com, 28-minute video. Podcasters, we'd love if you gave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Podcoin. And YouTubers, we hope you like this video and subscribe. Also, check out our bonus episode 3 with Wellness Offers Wealth and the Health and Wealth Lifeboat Group video system that I created that simultaneously lets people have a health lifeboat and a financial lifeboat at the same time with minimal work, time, cost, and risk. Remember, stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.